Yeah, that's probably a part of it. I mean, I think, again, I sound similar to last week, but I thought there was patches again where we showed the effort that we'd asked for, and we showed some of the things that we're trying to work on and trying to improve. But we still have crucial moments where we just have basic fundamental errors that aren't acceptable at any level of football. We'll have a poor drop pass when we're trying to build pressure, and that lets the opposition off, and we'll have a poor missed tackle, when we're trying to play set for set football, and that lets the opposition off. And at the moment, when two teams are competing, we're the first team that releases the pressure valve, and that and then comes back to the stuff you're saying. When it starts, we're on our heels and we're not quite big enough at the moment. We're a little bit beat up, and we're young and a smaller sort of pack. And Brisbane rolled us through there at times particularly early.
An intercept and then a sin binning sort of inside the first 20 minutes. The sin binning, do you think was a bit harsh? I mean, it's a little bloke on a big bloke.
Yeah.
He doesn't get much reward for it. Was a great tackle, really.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right there. I thought at any other part of the field, if it's not a line break, that's called milking. But there's not much we can do about that now. But the intercept part, I thought we'd done really well. We had our and that was a great example. I know because it happens in the first 10 minutes, it's forgotten about now. Everybody remembers the end result, but we had that was a great example of where the Broncos had us pinned on our line. They had some back-to-back sets, and we had to work hard to come off our line. We got the ball back down the other end. We got ourselves into some good ball position, and we're probably a couple of millimetres away from scoring a try ourselves. And I've watched Corey Oates play for a long time, coached him in under-20s, and so it's the first time I've seen him up on the end of a defensive line. So that was tough to take in that aspect too. But to his credit, he was there, and he got the pass on his fingernails. And as is the case with a team that's battling, that hurts your confidence more than what it should. We had the run of play. We'd worked hard to get back into a position where we were running downhill, and then we straight away you see 3 or 4 guys look straight to the ground.
Thank you. There's been lots of talk about, players on notice and stuff like that. Do you feel it affects the performance? Do you feel like guys maybe are pushing a bit too hard, or are you concerned that might be the case?
No, that's the brutality of our industry. That's, they are on notice. There's no point lying to them that they're not. The cold hard truth is, I think it'd be incredibly unfair to sugarcoat it now for them, nurse them through the last 8 weeks, and then somebody in our club taps them on the shoulder in September or October to say that it's all over, you're not needed here anymore. I think any workplace or any decent workplace would be letting their employees know that we need to improve, we need to get better at what we're doing and what we're producing, and I don't think. I mean, it'll make it very clear for us, for the guys that are keen to be on board and are committed to doing it, and the guys that it's just too hard for and are looking for to play in a 16th place club. We no longer want to be a 16th place club, so we need to move on from those fellas.
Are you happy with how they're responding? Is there anyone in particular who you think has responded how you'd hoped or how you expect?
And I know it hasn't come through in the 2 results that we've had, but our training couldn't have been better the last fortnight. Like the intensity's gone up there, the effort's gone up. I understand that losing has been a bit of a habit for us throughout the year, and we are beat up. We're missing some senior players, and we had some very, very brave players today playing with all sorts of different injuries, which every club is at round 19. That's the nature of the industry. But there's a hell of a lot of positives that are happening inside our football group at the moment. Again, it's not been reflective on the scoreboard. When that'll come through in a result, I can't tell you, but I do know that backing away and giving them a soft landing or making the world a little bit more comfortable for them isn't going to help us build to where we need to build to.
You talked about sort of releasing that pressure valve. I mean, there was, I don't know the exact number, but it was near enough 40 missed tackles. But it's not necessarily missing the tackles; it's when they're missed, like the one with Milford sort of skipping through, and the Fafita one that led to the sort of the sin binning, and then a couple of tries after that. I mean, it's those crucial moments, isn't it? It's not just the mistake; it's when it's happening.
Absolutely. Look, there's. I don't think I thought they played well tonight, Brisbane. I thought they played, particularly the first half. I thought was pretty good, but I don't think they stripped us apart with any great shape or anything that we couldn't control. It wasn't our defensive system that fell down, or it wasn't our, our attacking shape that was really poor. We just, you're right. We'd have a crucial missed tackle when the game's sort of going set for set. We'd come up with a crucial missed tackle at a crucial stage, which give them a line break. I think one of those tries Milford scored, I think he had, a defender, 3 or 4 different defenders touch him in that play. They had a couple of intercepts, so they're not defensive issues. They come when we've got the ball. We had majority of their plays, at least one of our guys, had the chance to get, make contact with them before they scored. And I'm not talking contact as in, flicking an arm out and getting a hand on them. I'm talking either, full body check or shoulder contact, and they were able to bounce out of it or play out of it. So, there's definitely, those situations that need to be cleaned up real quick. And we're in control of that as a group. That's not great play by the opposition. It's poor play by us that's contributed to that.
There's lots of noise that there might be significant announcement early next week. How are you approaching the future, and how are you sort of handling the role that you've got at the moment?
Yeah, I don't take a lot of notice of that other noise. I'm not, I'm a bit of a footy nut, I guess, so I just sort of stay focused on what we've got to do. And for me, I see it as an exciting challenge. It hasn't gone right for us for a lot of reasons, and I'm sure people are happy to debate those reasons and have their opinions, but the reality is we are where we are at round 19, and I see it as a very exciting challenge to try and turn that around a little bit at the end of the year. Now, I'm not naive enough to think that you're going to run and win 6 straight when you haven't even won 6 games all year, but we can certainly get better at a lot of things that we haven't done right, and a lot of that is from Monday to Friday. A lot of that is our training preparation, and pretty quickly when you start getting that stuff right, it starts to transfer through to game day. But until we get that right, we're never going to get consistency in game day. So for me personally, I see it as a great challenge and an exciting challenge, and one that is testing, but one that will bring out the best in all of us, including myself, hopefully.
Craig, have you been told that you'll be, I guess, senior coach for the remainder of the year? Are you expecting the new coach, if they get announced next week, to come in straight away, or have you been told you'll have the team for the rest of the year?
No, I haven't been told anything. I haven't asked the question, haven't even thought of it. I guess it'll depend if whoever they appoint, whether he's currently got a job that he's got to finish somewhere or what's available. But no, I haven't given any thought to that.
Nice touches by the Englishman on debut. He was sort of a bit of class about him, isn't it? That you can't sort of.
Yeah, and I've said before the game too. I was pleased to see some of the stuff he did during the game, but I said before the game too that the stuff that he brings on that Monday to Friday, improvements that we're talking about, there's some real class around him, some great experience. You can tell, he knows his way around a football team and a football field. Yeah.
Expecting Jai to be back next week?
We're not too sure. He'll be pretty close, but again, the situation where we're in, there's not a lot of point in bringing him back a week too early and creating something major out of it that doesn't need to be created. But yeah, if we can get him back, he definitely will be.
What about, just quickly on Dale and Phil?
Yeah, Phil just had a concussion that at half time he self-reported the medical staff and then failed the test, so he couldn't go back on. And Dale's got a hamstring injury, so I imagine I don't know the severity of it at the moment, but it'll be at least a few weeks, and I guess at its worst, with 6 weeks to go in the competition, it could be close to the end.